Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs Tower, Squawk 6250.
6250.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs altimeter is 2985, radar contact about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, so requesting straight in for 13.
That's a bit distance.
Correction, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left, and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance, plus 4658 is type PC final slam call, request clearance to Vegas S file.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon. Unable to give you S file, and will be full route standby. Plus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas Airport. VFI Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538. Cresso. Join the Cresso 3 level. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7. Squawk 6316.
Plus 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3. Initially climb 7,000, expected cruiser Raptor 5, departure 166 plus 6316 plus 55.
Plus 4658, feedback is correct. Tango India Mike, taxi to ground via Aqua English frequency.
Taxi to the ramp, remaining on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike.
Ontario Tower, Cessna 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237, Charlie Alpha, Roger, inner left, traffic. Left downwind, runway 26, left at port base.
Enter left downwind 26 left, and McCoy your base 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower United 242 on the visual for 20 right, will be turning you for a right base start.
United 242, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170 at 13.
Clear to land, 20 right, United 242.
Papa Tower, Kilo 228, ILS 524.
Near 520 Yankee Kilo, Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 11. Number 237, Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land 7 Charlie Alpha.
Palm Springs ground plus 4658, East ramp to weather, going for taxi.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good morning, November 290 Alpha, with you on the ILS.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 cleared low approach, report missed.
November 290 Alpha, cleared low approach, runway 9. Next report is missing.
Palm Springs Tower plus 4658, ready to go to right at Bravo.
What's the 230 known area check?
Plus 4658, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff to right plus 465.
Papa Tower, Kilo 528,
Here's our Yankee Kilo, Roger, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
via Alpha.
Plus 4658, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure 465.
Cessna 7 Charlie Alpha, clearly active.
Hey guys, welcome! Hey Miniwebs, good to see ya. Welcome on board. Again, about an hour or so to fly. Let's do a night flight, it's short range. Night flight. Hey Dad, good to see you.
Going around or going missed?
Dad, what do you think? Cessna cap.
003 Alpha, Roger.
Fits really well, but I also like it's a Cessna. Ordered it from a flight shop in the UK. Just arrived today, I really love it.
SoCal departure.
Contact departure, 03 Alpha.
Hey Oddbot, Tim has entered the cockpit, I'm excited. Good to see you here. Welcome. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Ambulance here driving by. Okay guys, so welcome on the stream. Markham, hello, good to see you. Again, we're gonna do a short range flight here in an hour, but I think a really interesting one. First, it's by night, and night flying is challenging, as you might have seen also in the previous stream, even doing basic traffic patterns, or the the stream before that, is quite challenging. It's actually, yeah, flying on instruments. And as I also mentioned, I'd like to redo some of those training flights that I assigned myself to prepare myself for the CAT ratings on the UncertifiedPilot.com website. And as part of those training sites, just to dust off my flight skills again, I'm going to do those basic flights once more, just because I like to do those, but also just to develop those flight skills again. So as part of those training flights today, I'd like to do a short range flight from a non-towered airport to another non-towered airport at night. And I've got a very original flight for you. Let me see. Boom. This is the flight, which is quite new, quite something that I didn't do before. I never visited Brawley Airport. That's a Kilo Bravo Whiskey Charlie. We're currently at Chiriaco, as we arrived in the previous stream. And what I'd like to do is to go to Brawley, over the Salton Sea here, underneath all kinds of MOAs, Cane East, Cane West, Cane East, a lot of restricted areas, which might sound or might look a little bit more terrifying than it actually is, because if we look at those MOAs, for example the Cane West MOA, let me see, Cane West, as you can see on top, starts from 10,000 up to 18,000. So we can easily underfly that MOA, and the same applies to all the other MOAs. So this is also Cane East, starts from 10,000 up, and also Able South MOA, same from 7,000. And also here to the south, Cane South MOA starts from 10,000, and Brawley has its own Echo airspace, starting from 700. That's that fuzzy magenta color there. So even though it looks terrifying, we're actually quite free to roam around here as VFR pilots. We're going to fly the overfly the Salton Sea. So again, considering altitude and deviations, it's good to stay up high. So in case we've got an engine out, we can divert to another airport, for example Salton Sea. But that's not really a great airport at night because it doesn't have lighting. It's a grass runway, I think, because of that circle, just magenta circle. So either way, we could go to Hatfield, but that doesn't seem to be that much far off of Brawley. And also, I guess that airport also doesn't have lights. Let me see. Runways. Lights. None, 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 none. So that's also not a good deviation or an alternate airport. So in other terms, doing a flight night from Lima 77 to Brawley is not really a safe flight to do. But I really like to venture out into complete darkness, and I think that we will find complete darkness over there and really fly on instruments and get to the south. And in our next stream, we're gonna explore these interesting airports that I never visited before, just at the border of Mexico, and we can then fly to the west to go to San Diego and visit some Delta airspaces, and then move upwards north until we eventually reach San Bernardino to do our Cat 7 rating. That's kind of like the idea. So that's the idea, and well, that will take us. It's about a 52 nautical mile distance flight, which is nice. Again, a short range flight. Where you talk about a more long haul cross-country flight above 100 nautical miles, more than 100 nautical miles. In case of airspace, well, we already reviewed that. We've got all those MOAs, but they are not a concern to us, so that's good. We do see some military air routes, as you can see. This is IR 218, and again, you've got VR and IR airways, military training routes, I should say. IR means that they are those are instrument rated or instrument flights, so that means that those military aircraft that were flying those airways are actually monitored. AW Gaming, good to see you, are monitored by ATC. so they're on radar, while the VR airways, those are airways where those military aircraft are flying based on VFR. So that's interesting to know. I guess that on IR airways, it means that they perhaps are also much more aware of other VFR pilots flying there. I don't know. Either way, on PilotEdge, we can expect military aircraft flying over those airways. You can also see VR1266, and again, this is a 3-digit number airway, IR218, so that means that we can expect aircraft flying 1500 feet AGL and above. So that does concern us when we are flying here towards the south. We can also see a VR area that we're going to cross, as you can see here, over the Salton Sea. That's VR1266. That's low flying. And we've got IR217 on this side, also high up. So again, at night, we need to be very wary that we don't bump in other aircraft. Again, we should fly flight following, but just to be very basic VFR as a training flight, I will just leave a flight following out. We're going to do that in future flights. That's kind of like the idea. Well, in terms of terrain, you can see here Orocopia Mountains is right in between our first leg of flights. So yeah, that's not really something that we should do. I think that a great start or departure would be just to follow the highway here to the west. And we can use the VOR of thermal here, 116.2, and we can follow that towards Cochrane. And well, what distance? About 10 miles or so, or we could also say 13 miles from thermal out, and then we're gonna fly south, and we're gonna catch the radial from thermal to Raleigh, which should be something like 130, right? 130 up to Raleigh. And to even further pinpoint our location, we could also use this VOR. This is Imperial 115.9. To cross-reference our position. So we could set that in an F2. We can set it a little bit before we reach the airport, something like this. We can set it to an F2, so that's 160 inbound to Imperial. And once we see those NAV1 and F2 crossing, we know that we are exactly where well, this ruler now crosses our leg, and we should be able to see Brawley. Now, Brawley, I think, also has lights on the runway. As you can see, let me see, where did I see that? Vasi lights. Lighting, yeah. Oh, none. Uh-oh, that's not good. I thought there were lights. Let me check one more time, because if that's not the case and we only have Vasi lights, I don't think that is a Oddbot using your GPS backup. I hope it's a night flight after all. Yeah, I know I have GPS, but I'd rather also just to fly, try to fly on VORs and that stuff. But one big requirement would be that we would find lights here on the edge of the runway, and I thought that was the case. But let me see one more time. Where am I? Where's the runway? Runway. No, I did look at the right chart. Ah, damn it. So again, runway 0826, no lights. Oh yeah, edge. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what I meant. So you can see, I don't know what that means, if there's lighting at that rule that says approach runway 08 or runway 26, what kind of light that means. Perhaps that's a kind of like a glide slope or a more track kind of lights that tempt you or direct you inwards to the runway, and those edge lights are just, you know, surrounding the runway itself. And that's enough for us to land. I think we're gonna have to see. But again, there are lights here on the edge as well, so that's good to know. Okay, good. Yeah, so pretty basic. Well, in terms of weather, let's have a quick look. I don't expect any trouble here, but let's see if ForeFlight this time around does provide us weather charts. Yes, we can see a more low pressure now, so that indicates bad weather, as you can see also by rain and snow and all kinds of stuff. There's the Salton Lake just to the right there of that orange line. There's no precipitation there, but there might be a cold front. There's a cold front coming inwards, so yeah, chances are bad weather is coming towards us. So let's be very careful here. So precipitation, again, this is issued 03 Zulu, valid until 06 Zulu. Do we also have a more advanced? No. Currently we're at 15 Zulu, so this is already quite an outdated chart. So that means that that cold front there over LA there is probably already moved towards us. And also you can see that the squall line there to the south here on the low level also indicates clouds and stuff. So this is gonna get interesting. A significant weather chart. This is 06 Zulu to the left. Marginal VMC, as you can see, also in our area. And what does those? Yeah, moderate or greater turbulence. IMC is at the ocean, and now at 18 Zulu, which is more relates to our flight, we can see marginal VMC. Now again, marginal VMC is kind of like an aggregate of clouds, cloud ceilings, but also visibility. We don't know whether that indication of marginal VMC refers to bad visibility or cloud ceiling or both. And also it doesn't take into account strong winds. Perhaps we've got beautiful VMC weather, but very strong winds, and we're also not able to fly. So yeah. Air mats issued 15, valid until 15. So this is a 1500 Zulu. So that's exactly right now. And as you can see, IMC on the ocean and clouds indication. Also, I guess, just around our area here at Palm Springs at the Salton Sea. Clouds, okay, good to know. Move on to the next chart. This is more later, it's 1800 Zulu, and we can see that the IMC just stays stationary as usual around the ocean side of LA, and clouds on top. And do not get bigger, or that area doesn't get expanded, so that's good to know as well. No convective signals, so no thunderstorms or that kind of stuff, so that's good as well. Ceilings, this is valid, 06 Zulu, we've also got someone at 09 Zulu. So let's look at this one. Also can see the development here, well, not a lot of development if you compare these two charts. We can expect around, well, 3,000 to 6,000 feet of we can expect some clouds there. So we also should look at the METAR soon, because if we're going to fly high up, as I suggested, so in case of an engine out, we can glide to another airport. We especially also above the Salton Sea, and when we have an engine out, I'd like to reach land. Then I'd like to be free of clear of clouds. Right. So again, guys, if in the real world this is a challenging flight, I would never take that risk. But I just like to fly and always fly in real weather. And these kinds of weather conditions are challenging, and they also are interesting to take into account when you plan your flights. Miniwebs, it would be awesome if X-Plane one day integrated pilot control lighting for non-tower. Yeah, I totally agree, Miniwebs. Yeah, that would be really awesome. Just to click 7 times on your push the talk button, and then the lights of the airport go up. Yeah. But then in PilotEdge, that would be a little bit strange if multiple people are on the network. But still. Satellites. So you can see clouds again, confirms what we saw earlier. Yeah, just reaching. We cannot see where the Salton Sea is on this picture, but we can see that the clouds are indeed coming near us. Thickness in terms of clouds, yeah, they're not really thick clouds. There's some, but again, near San Diego, not in our place. So that's good to know as well. But that's the cloud stuff that we need to be aware of. Visibility is a 06 Zulu. Let's take 09er Zulu. Well, not really a lot of issue in terms of visibility. So marginal VMC is cloud-based. That's what we know right now. And we need to pick a right altitude to fly in. Well, this is 3,000 feet. We can see some winds, very light winds in our case. Not a concern to us, mostly on the ocean. 6,000 feet also, so winds are not a concern. No turbulence or big turbulence sigmats, no icing, and we are not, and freezing levels are not a concern to us. Okay, so let's head back to the map then. I'd like to see some METARs and TAFs. for example, here to the south. I see VMC, but let's see what that actually means. 13 knot wind, 270, 10 scheduled miles, and clear visibility. That's good. Also like to know thermal here. 330, 12, gusting to 18 knots, 10 scheduled miles, clear. Okay, so that's good. So that means perhaps that the, as you can see here, anti-San Diego, we can see a lot of bluish, blue flight category METAR depictions there. So that means that indeed, that's just the place where we know there's that cold front coming in from this side. Does my ForeFlight work? Hello, 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 hello. Let me see if I should reconnect here. Again, Wi-Fi on. Connect. Are we back? Yeah, we are back. So again, that flight, those blue flight categories, so it means that then the cold front is coming from this side, going to that side. So again, it's nice to have a more broader, generic idea, general idea of what the weather is doing. So all these METARs make sense, and you know what the weather is doing. You not only have a snapshot of what the current weather is currently at, but you know how it is developing. Awesome. Okay, so that's going to be our flight. I think very, very cool. And challenging as well. So let's hop up into the cockpit. Total darkness here in Syriaco. Yeah, talk about instrument flights. So yeah, this is our trusty flashlight. We are currently here on the ramp. Just one basic runway. There it is. Taxiway just goes right in front of that runway. There we go. Okay, cold and dark check. So park and brakes, are they set? No, they are not. They're set now. Fire extinguisher, live vest. We also, because we fly over the Salton Sea, we should have live vests, right? So let's pretend that we have those, prepared those. Fire extinguisher, let's pretend it's there and it's in the green. Door closed, window closed, LT set to auto, cabin air. We cannot change that, seems okay. Flaps are up, and they are up. Throttle lever, yes, all in sync. Good, good, good. Tanks is good, good, good. And this is one is set soon. Circuit breakers are all in, and this is all off. And does my switch panel work? Yes, it works. Cool. Then let's do a system check. There we go. We've got some lights, enough fuel. Although we didn't really officially check. Let's see what ForeFlight tells us. 59 nautical miles and 9 gallons. Well, we've got plenty, and also some reserve. 45 minutes at night. You need 45 minutes of reserve fuel instead of the 30-minute reserve fuel by daytime, just in case you need to divert or do whatever. Okay, so let's check the systems. Yep, all seems to work. Great, frequency set. Annunciator message, yeah, those seem to be okay. Again, synced. We've got some gyro drift in the previous stream. Again, this is all good. Circuit breakers all set. Let's also test the flaps. Usually we would do an external walk around, and we need the flaps to be fully down to inspect the flaps, among other. But now, because of the stock, we do not have those features, but I'd like to know that that is working. Also then, I'd like to know whether my controls are actually working. So to the right, down, left, up, left, down, right, up. To the back, do my rudder work? Yes. Elevator works as well. Does my trim tab work? Yep, it works. Good. Okie doke. So we can turn off the flashlights. Everything is set. Parking brakes are still set. We can prime the engine. Fuel tank on. Mixture full in. 1, 2, 3, and cut off. Throttle in. Great. Okay, well, I think we've got a clear area here in front of us near the propeller area. So clear prop. Mixture full in. Ignition switch to both. 1200. Oil pressure is in the green. Generator on. We've got a raise in the ammeter. Lean the mixture to ground, reset to 1000, avionics on, flaps are up, mode C is on, and frequencies we can set right away. So what frequencies do we need? Well, just the CDAV here. And that is 122.9. Also, I'm already quite curious to learn more about IFR flying. And as part of IFR flying, you can also do an IFR flight from a non-towered airport to the next. And a non-towered airport doesn't have a SID, a departure kind of route, but it does have ODPs, obstacle departure. OD, something like that. Obstacle departures, I just call them, which give you a way to fly, a guaranteed way to fly without hitting any obstacles. And I guess as a VFR pilot, that would also be a very nice chart to look at in this case. But I just keep away of those charts because I still need to focus on my VFR flying. But yeah. Oddbot, bought the same chair you got, Tim, and loving it. Didn't go as far as putting seatbelts in, though. Yeah, I really love this chair also. And yeah, you remind me of fastening my seatbelts. I should. Thanks. Yeah, I really love this chair as well, especially when you're flying this much. Okay, so that is set. Nav lights on and taxi lights on. Need to go to the left. We're going to depart. What are the winds? The winds were, looking at thermal, gusting 330, right? So from 330, that means we need to depart from 24. So that means that we need to taxi over the runway, backtrack 24, and then depart. Okay, frequencies 122.9 is CTEF of Shiriako, that's good. And of Broly, that's 122.9 as well, that's very basic. Frequencies, we need VOR thermal 116.2. 116.2, that's set, and we're gonna expect, or what we like to fly is 170, I believe. No, it's, let's have a precise bearing here. Yeah, 130. So 130. 130, good, and I like to cross-reference that with Imperial 115.9. That I'm going to set on an F2, 115.9. Okay, and that is set as well. But that is inbound, not outbound. But that's okay, right? Flying towards, that's 1. Let me see if that makes sense. 160. Yeah, that does make sense. 160. So just before we reach the airport, we should find that one. Yeah, inbound. Okay, cool. That is set as well. Meanwhile, Sim, could you explain the donation goal? Are you going to some shared cockpit flights? Yeah, already looking forward to someone noticing that. Yeah, it's part of that side project that I like to do. I like to do a local flight here with someone else here on stream, and I need another headset to make that all work. So that's the reason for that donation goal. Thanks for noticing. Okay, that's our frequency again, 115.9, right? Just double check those frequencies. Yeah. Okay, we're ready to go. Parking brakes released. Brake test works good. Total darkness. Turn indicator, slip indicator works, heading indicator works. Need to go uphill here if I remember correctly. Could also just turn on the landing lights just to have a little bit more. Where are we? Yep. Let's do a circle here. Do I see a taxi? Yeah, I do see one. I mean, there's no one here. I know the runway's over there. Good. Man, this is exciting. There we go. This is a threshold line, so let's hold still. Just make sure there's no one here. No. Shiriako. Oh, wait. I didn't connect to PilotEdge yet. Should remember to do that before stream.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Connected to PilotEdge. Good. Again, double check. No, no one there. Shiriako traffic. Yellow Skyhawk is now backtracking runway 24. for departure to the west, Shirako. There we go. Again, especially now, also we'll turn on my strobe lights just to be as lit up as possible. You can see the far end of the runway already. A lot of right rudder here that I need. Let's turn out the flashlight there. There we go. A little bit more speed. Didn't set my altimeter. Let's double check the airport elevation once we're at the end of the runway. Really slipping here. Might be that 330 wind gusting now at my tail. So it's pushing at my tail, and so my nose is going to the left. I think that's the thing that's now. I'm really pushing here on the right here on my pedals. So that means also, by the way, crosswind correction, which I'm not applying with my yoke. So it's coming from the back. Oh, we're already at the end. Okay. So I need to push on my yoke, and also to the right, I believe. Yeah. Forward, right yoke correction. That would have been something that I would do already from the ramp, so I forgot about that as well. Okay, let's make this turn. Oh. See some flight there, another aircraft. So make sure that we're there. Shirako traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now at the threshold, runway 24 for a departure to the west. Shirako. Okay, let's just wait for that other traffic. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's in the far distance I see some lights there. Again, airport elevation. Let me check. Shirako, that's 1713. Oh. 1713. Good. What altitude are we going to fly? Let's stick to... we're going to go east. So that means odd numbered. So that's going to be 4,500 or so. Perhaps that's, we're still underneath the MOAs. But that's a good altitude, I think. And it depends on the clouds. We just have to see. If we find some clouds, we're going to go lower and go to 3,000 or something like that. Okay, a mixture full in. I'd like to do a power check. Again, engine is warm. 1800. No enunciated messages. Left mag. Good. Back to both. Good. Right mag. Good drop. Back to both. Already got a charge on the battery, full idle, no messages there. And oil pressure still in the green. Good, back to 1000. Alrighty. Now, this time I'm going to use the clock. Wow, what did he just say? Yeah, elapsed time. Click. From the airport, Shirako traffic, yellow Skyhawk is departing runway 24 for a westbound departure to 5,500. Shirako. Okay, we've got some wind coming from 330. Whoa, 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 whoa. So left, a lot of left pedals here. Also, yoke to the right. 60. And there we go. Nice. That wasn't too bad. Removing my pedal correction. Oh yeah, I can see my drifting off to the left here. So a lot of turbulence. Keeping at 80. And this is the highway that we're going to follow. Guiding us to thermal. Oh yeah, it's also, we also got some turbulence. Talk about the short range basic training flight. Man, even short flights can be quite challenging. Engine is still looking good. Hey Sniper! Good afternoon as well. Yeah, I'm going... I'm feeling challenged. That's my current state of mind currently. I'm gonna fly to the south. good. Just keep that climb going. So the idea is now to follow this highway. As flight just eastbound, we could say just keep track of that highway. And wait until the nav1, that needle gets into 130. We're going to follow that down south, southeast. Until we cross-reference that with this needle in the center. And then at that point we should be able... Oh, there's an aircraft in front of us. I guess that's the military aircraft on those military training routes. Again, making such a flight, using flight following is highly recommended. Because you have some additional eyes watching over you. But I'm not going to. Oh. There they go. Nice climb. So nicely trimmed. So looking at my ruler here on my iPad, this particular leg that I'm gonna fly and not go all the way west until we reach that radial, but just a bit, would take us about 6 minutes, as you can see, with 100 knots. Well, we're currently flying a little bit slower because we're in a climb. And also I can see in front of me another airport or something like that, a little bit south of that highway. It could be thermal already, but thermal seems too far away looking at my chart. Would that be thermal, guys? What you think? I mean, it could also be here desert air, but those are really, I think, not really lit up airports. I mean, it makes sense that that would be thermal because we're flying a little bit up north. Our nose is pointed. If you look at that track, pointed up a little bit north of thermal, and what we see out of the window is that thermal is a little bit to the left. So it does make sense. Sniper, I guess you didn't calculate the flight time and start your clock then. Well, I did start my clock when I just departed, and we just looked at the ForeFlight, so it would take us around 6 minutes before we can make our turn to the south. And we're currently at only 5 minutes, but that 6 minutes is based on a 100 knot ground speed, and we're currently climbing, so our ground speed is much less. So I'm just going to follow up a little bit more. Also in the distance, another airport, seems like Bermuda then. Sniper, cool, well done, you getting back into the groove then. Yeah, absolutely, Sniper. And again, flying at night is quite challenging. There to the left, some fogginess, but I also think that it's an xEnviro bug, which makes it very clear where the Salton Sea is. Also see some traffic there to the left. I don't know if you guys can see red dots there, military aircraft. I'm pretty sure that that's thermal in front of us. 5,500, leveling off. So just keeping full throttle, allowing the airspeed to increase. Trimming down a bit. Very nice. So now we can reset a bit. 2400 would be good. Also, let's lean, get that EGT nicely high up. There it goes. To prevent fouled plugs. Don't know if that's simulated here in X-Plane 11 already, but... Oh, thank you, Abba, for that donation. Wow, 30 euros. My gosh, thank you so much. Wow, that is encouraging. Thanks, man. Wow, So that means I can get myself that headset. And I can promise you that's going to be a very interesting project. Because who am I going to invite into the cockpit? Okay, 6 minutes have been passed, or 7 minutes, so let's make a shallow turn now. While being really aware of our surroundings here. Also need to stay at 5,500. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is thermal. This is Bermuda also. Bermuda is located just near the highway, and there's Palm Springs already. Again, love how X-Plane simulates this. This is a strobe light being reflected by that plastic tube. I mean, that's detail. Wow. Ah, finally the Salton Sea is not that visible anymore. Now what's quite interesting though is that X-Plane, I don't know if Pre-3D does this as well, but I only notice it in X-Plane, that X-Plane also reflects the stars in lakes or in the ocean. And so that can be quite confusing. So in front of us I can see three stars here that are actually reflected in the sea, that are coming from above. I can see a lot of stars there. I don't know if you guys can see. Also see some traffic there, which can make it quite hard to notice where the horizon actually is, and can develop into spatial disorientation. All right, AGT nicely high up, 5,500. Oddbot, 30 euros. My gosh, man, thanks. You are so kind. Much, much appreciated. Thank you, Mr. Bernie, for following. Thanks. Again, Tim, keep on 5,500. Engine is looking good. So we're now flying that southbound leg. And I'm waiting until we reach that radial, 130 radial to Brawley, right? So that's the idea. Landing lights can be turned off, by the way, taxi light as well. Thermal to the right. And love the night light textures of X-Plane. Also, I'm really I'm pushing my yoke to the left, so I really feel those winds. Let's see how Papa Hotel looks like at night. Woohoo! Look at this! Oh yeah, stealth mode. Again, traffic there to the left. I mean, it's also so much fun to fly at night on X-Plane just because how gorgeous it looks like. And obviously this is, at the desert, it's just total blackness. It's not really that pretty. Yeah, that's thermal. But what we're going to do soon is just do traffic patterns on Delta airspaces, also as part of that training curriculum on the UncertifiedPilot.com website. And just flying traffic patterns, for example, at John Wayne, is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. All those lights, city lights, cars, the runway, the airport, obviously. Really jaw-dropping, I think. Still flying south. Again, come on, Tim. 5,500 shouldn't be that difficult. Also, what I forget to do is change my clock. Can I also reset it then? I thought that you... How do I reset the clock? I think this is not realistic. Double click. Guys, how do I reset the clock? I think in the A2A 172 is just another click, but don't know if that's if I'm right. Also, I can cheat, by the way, but just looking at my GPS, I'm actually not. I really like to fly on steam gauges. Also because I think they're just much more old school. Not because they are safer, but I just love to do that. It's more old school or authentic flying to me. Again, traffic there to the left on my 10 o'clock. Far away. Also see some lights here down beneath. And obviously those city lights there in front of me are already at the coast of Salton Sea. There is Salton Sea Airport, I think. Well, or those are just obstacles, just antennas or so. I don't know. Anyway, we've got thermal here. You can see kind of like you can infer the coast here. So that means that we're already quite on the middle of the coast or of the Salton Sea, and that means that we can expect that needle to creep in very, very soon. And I'm descending. Okay, so apparently keeping altitude is something that's quite difficult still at episode 61, 62. Oh, the needle is already moving in, I see. Let me see, Sniper. Apparently this is how you do it in X-Plane 11. You should select elapsed time reset. It is placed between select mode and control. Somewhere in between? Well, I should look at that by day, or I just use the flashlight. So let me see, flashlight. Select and control. I don't see a reset button. Well, I should look that up in the previous flight. I really need to concentrate. Let me see. Needle is almost there. In the middle. So far, so good, guys. But this is a time when I would reset the clock once that I catch the needle. And that's why I set the sticker on this side, because once you are centerline here, is probably when you start a new leg of your flight. That's when you need to reset. The clock, or it could also be placed here at the heading bug. So there we are. Yeah, explain please, thanks. No one to the left as far as I can see. Okay, 130. Yeah, I thought it was a star before, but this is a yeah, how do you call it in English? That's a structure in the sea where they do drilling, I guess, or something like that. Now, what's also interesting, and I'm noticing it right away, is especially at night, you need to be very, very aware of gyro drift. So 130, let me see, I should go to the left if I want to fly on the... It's also interesting or challenging to fly on the magnetic compass instead of the heading indicator. Well, it seems to be alright, well in sync, but it's good to check if every 10 minutes or so whether your heading indicator is still in sync with your magnetic compass, because shit can really hit the fan fast if you don't spot gyro drift as soon as it happens. Okay, so we're now southeast bound to Brawley. That's good. So far, so good. Let me see. Yeah. So now the next kind of cue, navigational cue, is when my nav2 here hits like this radial. And I know that I'm just before the airport. And then we should probably be able to see the airport. I hope. Sniper, that was an answer I found online for you. Alright, thanks. Thanks. Well, there should be a button there, but perhaps I'm not looking closely enough. Again, using left yoke here. to correct for the wind. We now have got a tailwind. If it's still 330. City there to the right. Again, another drilling station or something like that here on the Salton Sea. I'm drifting off. Stay to the right there, Tim. And this is also something, I guess, in night flight that is quite important to do. Just use urban areas, because they also reference. You can also use those as reference. Visual reference of where you're going. Again, good speeds. Our engine is looking good. Good altitude. Oddbot again, 30 euros. My gosh, thank you so much. What are those two dots there in the distance? Could that already be an airport? Also, I can see some clouds. I know you guys can see, but it's very subtle. But I can see some high altitude clouds there. Doesn't pose a problem in our case yet. Also see a city in front of us. I don't know if you guys can see. It's hard, I guess, but I can see a city in front of us. So that means that we're already at the end, the south end of the Salton Lake. What are those two dots? Yeah, that might be Hatfield, but I thought Hatfield didn't have any lights. Come on, don't do two things at the same time, Tim. Just basic. Again, this is why you need a co-pilot. Lightning, none, unknown intensity on the edges. Okay, so yeah, unknown intensity. So perhaps. Oh, I can see an airport there in the distance. And it's right on track. So that would suggest to us that that's Brawley. And where are those other two bright lights? Perhaps those were those. I don't know. They just transformed or disappeared. Makes sense though, right? So that's Brawley. And to the left of us at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there should be that other airport, Hatfield. We should also see a highway here, Westmoreland, just going all the way up to Brawford. So that's also a second visual reference point that we could track. What's also nice is that our visibility is still okay, which we expected based on that weather forecast that we did, weather planning. Awesome! I really love this flight, man. Look at Hatfield's ADF. Does it have an ADF? Or what do you mean with ADF mini-webs? I don't see ADF here on my sectional. If that's what you mean. Dad, thank you for donating, Dad. 20 euros, my gosh. Thank you so much. Should take you out on dinner. Thanks. Really love you being here on the stream. Airport facility directory. Ah, that's what you mean, mini-webs. Yeah, I did so just a while ago. But it makes sense, right, guys? That this is Hatfield. Sniper, seeking your new cap. Yeah, this is my new cap. What do you think, guys? Cessna cap. Officially licensed. Came in today. Really fits well. Better actually than my Boeing cap. Doesn't have... doesn't mean that Cessna is better than Boeing. But, yeah, I'm a real Cessna fan. Cessna 172 fan. So I thought it's fitting to fly with a Cessna cap. Also, I tweeted out my AOPA mug picture on Twitter, as you might know. I also ordered an AOPA mug, as you can see here, which I also like. It's just silly merchandise, but I love this stuff. Also like to just to decorate my cockpit with this aviation junk. But still, I made a picture also referencing or tagging AOPA, and they actually replied, which was very nice. Drifting off from my needle here, but still I can see the airport in front of me. Now, I have had previous flights in which I just thought I identified the airport and just say, oh, that's the airport, while it was actually a nearby airport, and I totally refocused and didn't look at my needle anymore, and yeah, flew to the wrong airport, or well, whatever. Just review one of the previous streams. A lot of mess ups. Now, I'm not going to make that same mistake again. So I'm going to fly the needle because I know rationally that that will bring me on top of the airports. Now, as you already see, perhaps already on the stream here, there are new city lights, or I guess new airport lights. And also new weather coming in, I can see. Perhaps this is Broly, which seems to be much more fitting with our course. So again, it's so interesting. Navigation is not just about picking one visual reference point, but it's about a continuous interpolation, interreferencing of different kind of references, visual ones, navigation, radio-based ones. Yeah, so this is clear indication. I can see, I don't know if you guys can see the city lights now, but we flown over the Salton Sea now. That's also good. Perhaps also time now to do a... oh, we cannot see it here on GPS, by the way. Cheating, but yeah. We could already start to descend, but I think if we got an engine out right now, I would rather stick on this altitude because at this point we cannot reach any airport. So I'd like to stick at 4,500. CTAF of Broly was 1 to 2.9, yeah, so as set. So we could already do an announcement. We're currently north side. Just look at the bottom of your heading indicator to infer what position you are from the airport. Well, this is about, well, we can also look at the charts quickly. Sorry guys, 11 nautical miles. And what we're gonna do, I didn't rehearse my arrival. 26, I think, because the winds favor 26 also at Chiriaco and at all those other places that we checked the METAR. So 26. Do I see a... Yes, let me just show you the chart. Do we see a right pattern indication? Yes. RP26, a right pattern. Why would that be the case? Well, I guess because of this obstacle here. Perhaps also because of this airspace here. I don't know. But they prefer a right pattern, and me too. So, a right pattern, that's nice because we're coming from the north. So we're gonna enter the right downwind for runway 26 for a full stop. Check? I think that's okay. Could also just first overfly the airport, but I think with this visibility that's okay as well. Also, I can see here on my window here, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that other airport, and that's the Delta airport here. Oh no, it's not the Delta airport, that's Imperial. Has 2 runways. Do we see 2 runways? Yes, we do. At least I can. I don't know if you guys can see that on the... Let me zoom in here. As you can see. Okay. Broly traffic. Yellow Skyhawk is around 10 nautical miles northwest of the airport, currently at 5,500 and descending. Gonna enter the right downwind runway 26 for a full stop. Broly. Minimaps, life is just too easy with the GPS. Yeah, it is. And obviously in real life you would only fly, you would configure your entire GPS on this flight. But I like to develop these mentals because I like the psychology of flying and navigation. And that's also where I make the most mess ups. Also, in case we're in the real world when the GPS fails and people haven't developed or kept their navigational skills in shape, yeah, crash or it's always good just to do these kinds of refresher courses. Landing lights on. Already kind of like a 40-degree angle here on the runway. Although I have to say visually though, it seems like this is a runway as well, that point. I don't know if you guys can see, but... And it is. Does that make sense? That's weird. And now shit hits the fan. Let me see. There's that airport. Here's the other airport. Why is this runway directed in that direction? Should be 2608. 2608. 08 is like this. So that's not the airport. That's not the airport. And I can see some obstacles there. Alright, guys. And that's how you discover it. That seems more like the airport as a runway that seems to... Still I was on track though. Still I was on track. Because still we're in a front position. I didn't see the needle. Or did I see the needle flash? I totally forgot about this exercise, guys. Like I just described how these errors occur. I forgot about the nav2. Can we see that other airport to the left? Okay, luckily we've got good visibility, so I would just stick on this altitude and make sure. Again, GPS shows that indeed it's that airport, and I thought it was that one. Not good. Not good at all. So I drifted off apparently still. What I don't get though is why this needle wouldn't be more off. Because I'm clearly more to the west of the airport, right? I expected just to fly in from this direction, overfly here, and then here would have that cross reference of the nav 1, nav 2, and then I would see the airport. Because now I'm on the needle. So now I'm on the needle. If I now fly, just for experimentation's sake, now fly 130. Let me just continue this flight for a little longer, just to see this particular cross-referenced. Yeah, because I think there's the VOR, so we still need to see that needle swap here, or swipe. So currently on the line, why is Broly now to the left? I did that planning right, didn't I? That 130 radial outbound from thermal would bring us right over the traffic, over the airport, right? Why isn't that the case? Perhaps I didn't do that radial correctly? Interesting. Again, make sure that there's no other airspace there that we can fly it into. Bravo, MOA. No, this is all fine. That doesn't seem like... Yeah, exactly. I thought that this was that non-towered airport, but as you can see, there are many lights there. That is a non-towered airport. That's a controlled tower airport. So, that's the blue one there. That's the military airport. Okay, let's stay away from that airport. Okay, interesting. Need to review this flight, guys. What are we going to do? We're going to keep descending. We're now at the southwest of the airport. Right pattern's on the other side, so we're going to do a teardrop. No, yes, we're gonna do a teardrop. Yeah, so we're gonna fly over. We're gonna go to the left and then enter the right downwind 26. And the airport elevation is at -128, so it's at 0. Okay, so we can still descend. Mixture full in. Let's do this. Still these runways, yeah, this is really brawly. Okay, good. Brawly traffic. Yellow Skyhawk is currently 1 mile southwest of the airport at 3,300. We're going to overfly the airport to the north and do a teardrop entry for the right downwind runway 26 for a full stop. Brawly. Man. So interesting and so cool. I mean, just flying, well, okay, it's at night, it's a bit challenging, but still, I think when I was flying by day, I would have made the same mistake as now. It doesn't really matter at all. Not using a GPS, just visual reference points. How easy it is to mistake airports or visual reference points. It's amazing. So cool. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's cool, I think. Hey, Majacon. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing well. Are you doing well as well? Alright, so here's our turn. Again, it's good to overfly the traffic pattern altitude when you do this teardrop kind of maneuver, so you don't fly into any other airplanes in the pattern. There we go. To the north. Brawly traffic. Yellow Skyhawk is now flying over the field to the north at 1,800, descending to traffic pattern altitude. We're going to do a teardrop, turn to the left, and enter the right-hand downwind 26 for a full stop. Brawly. There we go. Again, double check that airport elevation. -128, right guys? Yeah, -128. Please, yeah. So cool! What a cool flight, man! Wow. I love flight sim, and I hope you guys love this content too. I mean, most of the time you just look at darkness and hear me chatting and making mistakes, but this is real flying. I think it's much more exciting than looking an airplane or an airliner fly itself. Okay, there we go. There's our traffic pattern altitudes. Now let's make that turn. Again, I'd like to keep my speed below 100 because now we're going to go for that traffic pattern altitudes entry. There we go. 1 arch of flaps, push on that yoke. Same drills as one of the previous streams ago. Nice stable turn. Where's the airport? There's the airport. Nice. Good. Good. Brawly City. A little bit more power. I'd like to be at a 90 knots. So 40-degree entry. And I can see myself drifting to the left. At least that's what it looks like. It's gonna be interesting. Is that true? Yeah, it seems the case. Okay, so that means that we need to make a tight turn to base and final, because the wind is pushing us to the front here. Also now I'm going to start my turn just to give myself a little bit more ease. Brawly traffic. Yellow Skyhawk is now on the right downwind runway 26 for a full stop. Brawly. (2-6). Parallel with the runway, confirmed. So this is also interesting with traffic pattern flying, especially when you have a wind component, to take into account the wind component, because the idea is in a traffic pattern you not only need to fly the magnetic courses of a traffic pattern with downwind, upwind, but you need to fly that track, ground track. So you need to correct for that wind component to keep a rectangular ground track. And that's what's happening right now. So if I just fly like this, I will eventually be pushed over to final, actually. Or when I'm making my turn to the right in just a bit, that turn will go really quickly, because I will turn to the right and then get pushed to the right even further. So I need to make a steep turn, a more steeper turn. Also give myself an extended downwind here, so I'm sure I don't mess up and have some time to correct for my final leg. Here we go. Brawley traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now turning right base, runway 26, full stop, Brawley. Okay, airspeed is in the wide band, that's good as well. Still a little bit too high, by the way. Coordinated flight, a little bit too much correction. Looking at the ball. 26 is coming up. Good. Okay, still have some time here to correct, so that's good as well. Wide band, wide band. Second notch of flaps, push down on the yoke. Good. Very nice. Fingers crossed. Watch that speed. Again, this is the most dangerous turn of all. From base to final. Making a steep turn, or not a steep turn, but a significant turn with flaps on in a slow speed setting is prime time stall time. Still a little bit too high. Brawley traffic. Yellow Skyhawk is now turning right to final. Runway 26, full stop. Brawley. Too high. We've got VASI lights. Showing 2 whites. But we can correct for that. Following the advice of Howard from YouTube, should stick to around 70 knots on final and only 65 in short final. So in case we've got some downdrafts or winds, we still have some airspeed left to not stall and keep in the air. Pulling on that yoke, so a little bit nose up trim. Man, this was a great flight. And it's not over yet. I need to land first. I need to go down a little bit quicker. Don't notice that much of a wind actually. Perhaps now because we're lower, that wind component isn't there. 1 red, 1 white. 65, it's about good as a speed. A ramp is here to the east side of the airport, so a short clear of the runway would be good. Okay, a little bit crap to the right. Let's see if I can also do a forward slip landing here. A little bit more nose up trim. There we go, guys. Short flight, short range flight from Chiriaco to Brawley. There we go. Nose up. Nose up. Damn. Not too bad though, but I thought I had some space left to do a nice flare. Should start that round out earlier. Okie doke. Yeah, I should just do again some traffic patterns just to get a better sense of how high up the Skyhawk is on its feet. And there we are. A little bit slower. Brawley traffic, a yellow Skyhawk is clear runway 26. Brawley. Alright, no other traffic to the right. Let's go to the left. Landing lights off, taxi lights off, strobe lights off. Or taxi lights on, I meant. Lean for ground. Good. And there we are, Brawley. Completely night flight. Partly instrument based, obviously. As of a night flight, didn't experience any cloud obstacles or visibility issues. Luckily, that was good as well. But we did experience, or I experienced some. See, can we go to the right here? Yeah, we can. So hard to see. Some navigational issues. Fuel pumps, good. Let's park to the left because I like to see buildings, hangars. There's the tower. Why is there a tower on a non-powered airport? Unicom, I guess. Nice. Okay. Here we are. Let's just park over here. It's not really a nice spot. Let's go to the left. I thought that the ramp was continuing here, but it wasn't. Come on, come on. Yeah. Ah, there they are. I didn't even see those airplanes. That's also not a good thing. Didn't look at my left side. Let me see. And again, so hard now. I don't see what's on the right side. I only see what's in front of me because of my taxi light. So I can see an airplane over there. I have no idea. This is so hard to see. I can see a Cessna over there. Well, it's not too bad. That's actually quite well. Okay, this is it. Park and brakes. Set. Okay, turn off our transponder. Avionics off. And taxi lights off. Strobe lights off. Beacon can remain on. Cut off. Closed. Magnetos off. Batteries off. And there we are. Wowie. Did you guys like this flight? Oddbot, well done. Thank you so much. This was interesting. Didn't see much of the scenery though. But this was interesting. My gosh. Okay, quickly. Review. I need to go to dinner actually. But I'd like to see a very short review of my flight. Disconnect.
Disconnected.
Record. Let's go back. I like to see my landing. Good. Shift 4. Shift 5. Yeah, from the tower. There we go. Control P. That's our flight. That's our teardrop. And there's Salton Sea. That's where we came from. And then we've flown all this way. And then I noticed that the airport was actually to the left of us. Interesting. Control P. Up. Let's see that landing. Yeah, so I should review that. I'm going to do that after the stream, guys. I really promised to have dinner right now. So I'm going to shut down the stream. And review that just by looking the video. What went wrong there with that radial from thermal? Can we see? It's hard to see. Again. Shift 4. Oh yeah. From the darkness brings the light. To Brawley. The Papa Hotel. Tango. India Mike. Can we see anything here? No, we can't. But it looks cool though. Awesome. Well, it wasn't too bad of a landing, but still I need to figure out that height to get a better sense of when I need to flare. Awesome. Okay. So, once more, yeah, that radial, there was something wrong there, because I expected just to overfly Brawley with that radial of 130, and I didn't. So I need to review that in the video. I'm gonna have to go and have dinner right now, guys. Let me see. Back into the cockpit. There we are. Alrighty then. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoyed this particular short-range flight as well. Again, just from a non-towered airport to the next. I think these flights are really, really interesting and can be so educational. It doesn't involve any ATC. Oddbot, thank you so much for your donation. 30 euros. My gosh, Dad, thank you so much for your donation as well. Really appreciate that support, and really encourages me to keep on streaming and flying here and to show my vulnerability as a student, virtual student pilot. Guys, perhaps we're going to fly tomorrow again. I don't know for sure, but I hope to see you next time here on the Uncertified Pilot. Thank you for watching. Blue skies and happy flights. Bye. Palm Springs Tower, Skyline Hotel Tango, Mike is 10 miles north of the airport at 3000. Information X-ray for full stop. Landing 13 left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike. Palm Springs Tower, squawk 6250.
6250.
Pablo Del Tango India Mike. Palm Springs altimeter is 2985, radar contact about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
That's it.
Ever correction, Pablo Del Tango India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land runway 3 left, Pablo Del Tango India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs to plus 4658 is type east-12 slam call request turns to Vegas S5.
Palmas 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon, unable to give you S5, I'll be forward 7. Palmas 4658 is cleared to Las Vegas Airport. VFI Cathedral 1, departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538. Cresso. Join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 6316.
Palmas 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3, initially climb 7,000.